Hello, everybody, and welcome to this special bonus reading meditation that my friend Gini and I are bringing to you today. I just want to start by exploring what we need to know in body, mind, and spirit right now for our collective good, our individual and collective good. And then Gini will be leading us through a guided meditation to help us anchor this information more deeply into our fields so that we can be more expressed about who we truly are and the gifts that we have to bring to life. So welcome everybody today. I'm going to start with the usual setting of intention so that we can be on the same page together across time and space. Creator, this is your daughter Titania, and I'm here with your daughter Gini and with everyone who is listening to the call at this time. My intention is to be a clear channel for the information that is most needed right now, to provide that in a manner that will be easily and effortlessly heard, understood, and integrated for the highest and greatest good of everyone participating on this recording now and in the future. I call upon my higher self and Gini's higher self, as well as an overlighting angel of communication to facilitate this exchange and ensure that it happens in the highest and best way possible for the highest and greatest good of all concerned. I'd also like to invite the four archangels to come and hold the four directions around us across time and space, creating a sacred container of light, of love, of wisdom, of beauty, of healing, of peace, of upliftment, of clearing, of anything that is in our collective heart and mind at this time. All the good bits, please. I invite Raphael to hold the east, Michael to hold the south, Gabriel to hold the west, and Uriel to hold the north. Thank you for coming. Anything that doesn't match these frequencies and intentions is welcome to go now. So as I mentioned at the beginning, this will be a shorter reading than usual, and we're exploring what we need to know in body, in mind, and in spirit at this time. Okay. So starting with body, the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is a major arcana, and it's all about pulling yourself to a new perspective. Major arcanas have to do with our soul growth, our evolution, our reason for being here. They're aha cards, pay attention cards. And so this card showing up in our body card position has to do with transforming ourselves, with pulling ourselves to a new perspective. So helping ourselves to be more empowered when it comes to our physical body, taking care of ourselves, doing things deliberately and intentionally to take care of ourselves. So this can take many, many different forms. In my world, this means eating healthy, getting to bed at an early time, getting outside and exercising, getting fresh air, being in nature. This means avoiding sugar because sugar compromises the immune system. This means eating probiotic-rich foods and lots of vegetables, cooked and fresh, and making sure that I'm getting enough fiber because, of course, that's habitat for the wonderful microbiome, which we now know is connected to our immune system. So those are the kinds of things I'm just giving for examples from my own life that I choose to do in order to take care of myself and lift myself to a new perspective on the physical level, to be proactive. There's so many things that we can do for ourselves that we can take in hand to ensure that we are healthier and happier and have a better experience in the world. And as a result of taking care of ourselves on this physical level, we are clearer in our minds, clearer in our hearts, and we become better vehicles for our spirit to come through into. So it's really important to understand this component in our experience, how empowered we can be around it, but also how much it benefits us when we do take good care of ourselves on the physical level. So for this reading, it's all about taking better care of ourselves. And the mind, frustration. That's a good card. So we have a farmer here. He's been working hard and he's got a crop, but it hasn't resulted in the things that are wanted. So with the mind, we give the mind a lot of power in our Western model, our Western way of thinking. And that's not wrong or right or bad or good. It's just what it is. But recognizing that sometimes our mind, our efforts on the mind level, or our practices or our ways of being on the mental level don't necessarily bear the fruit that we want. We stay too much in the mind. It doesn't necessarily serve us to be always letting that run the show. And so on the mind level, what I'm getting from this is this, learning to take a step back, learning to listen to the small voice inside, the intuition, letting that aspect of ourselves nourish us. In this picture, the ground is cracked, and again, the crop hasn't been very, very good. So there's this sense almost of a parched land. There's cracks in the ground, and there's sort of this sense of lacking nourishment or needing nourishment. The mind is dry and arid. It's been doing things on its own, and it needs to be nourished. And a wonderful, wonderful way to nourish the mind is to let it have creative play. So kind of giving the mind a break and just allowing creativity to flow through you without judging the outcome, but just giving oneself permission to play with an art medium or to go play a game, but letting the creative expression come through us is deeply renewing and enlivening and nourishing and refreshing. So on the mind level, this idea of giving the mind a bit of a break and seeking ways to just refresh ourselves. And that can be, again, going out for a walk, just changing the perspective, getting out of this mind-dominated state and refreshing ourselves. And then not the near future, the spirit card. Ooh, the Emperor. This is a good card. It's another major arcana. And the Emperor, the wonderful thing about the Emperor, okay, so he's sitting at the base of a mountain, and he's wide and grounded, and he's very, very present. And he's sitting at the base, and there's a lake below his feet. So there's water there. He's connected to the collective unconsciousness. But it's this masculine sort of energy of seeing the possibility, seeing the potential, and making it happen. So it's interesting because the Emperor is very much about, again, the eyes, vision, seeing, and using that in a good way for the greater good. And this is sitting in the position of spirit. So the spirit card, this giving, allowing spirit to have more sway in our lives, to have it become more a part of our experience, is how I'm reading this card. Letting the wisdom of that aspect of ourselves guide us more, so that we're making better choices. We're being inspired from that broader, wiser, bigger place that's for the greater good. And we can bring that down into our experience, allow it to nourish our mind and support us in caring for our beautiful bodies. It feels, it's very benevolent, very generous, and very, again, this sense of for the greater good of the self, for the greater good of the collective. Who do we need to be? How do we need to be? The guidance can come from our spirit so that we know better how to run our lives. And that was the other piece about this, is not only creative expression, but of course, how enlivening meditation can be. And that's spending time with spirit. That's spending time in a peaceful, open space and allowing spirit to talk to us and inform us, sort of parking the mind and giving it a break, watching what it gives its attention to, but not attaching to any of it. I also feel like we also need one more card for the heart. Body, mind, spirit. I'm just going to pull one out for the heart because that just feels like it's something I need to do. And then, Ginny, I would love to have your thoughts on the spread. Heart, the moon. So the story of the moon is you have the girl and she's lost in the woods. And she's sad because she's alone and she's frightened. But the moon is her friend. And the moon is crying because she's sorry that their little girl doesn't feel safe with her. And the moon is lighting her to this lit up building over here where she's going to be able to take shelter and be taken care of and be comforted. And so the story of the moon, it's about making friends with the darkness, recognizing the darker aspects or the subconscious aspects of ourselves and looking to understand ourselves more deeply. And it's also about evolution as a result of that understanding. It's about becoming more than we were because of our growth, because of our willingness to grow, because of our willingness to go further in our lives and understand ourselves more deeply as a result of the understanding that comes when we go, our dark places or the parts of us that we don't embrace or love or take care of. So it's interesting because this is the card that we've pulled on the heart. What do we need to know about the heart? Yeah, this opportunity to make friends with ourselves in a deeper way, accepting ourselves with all of our quirks and personality traits. And sometimes it's really hard to accept ourselves where we are. Really difficult to accept our feelings, difficult to accept our perceptions of things, and we judge ourselves for that. And it's okay. We all do it. It's a human thing. And there's an opportunity here as well to just transcend that self-division and realize that we are human and we're learning and we're growing. Every moment is an opportunity to become more than we were. And we can choose that in every moment. We're not going to be stuck in one place forever with one perspective. That's the one beautiful thing about life, is it is about continual change and growth. And this is about learning to embrace ourselves with all of our flaws and be kind to ourselves and loving with ourselves, understanding that we're becoming more all the time through the dark parts of ourselves. When we learn about ourselves and learn to accept and embrace and heal those aspects or heal the division, we become more than we were. Now, Jenny, I know you have some wonderful insights on these cards, so I welcome your input, please.
Well, I just want to first of all say that I'm just giggling with how appropriate it is, once again, with your readings and these cards and the amazing way they show up. It just makes me laugh at how amazing it is. But yeah, I mean, I have something to say on each card, which is just really adding on to what you already said. I mean, starting with the first card, the body, the hanged man. I mean, that is just so true. If it, that's the position I think we end up in when we don't listen to our body and we don't nurture it and take care of it. And particularly during these times, I think, with all the stress and the challenges and the twists and turns, we're on this interesting journey right now as the whole planet is being birthed, really, and going through transformation. And it's our bodies that end up kind of suffering if we don't do all the things you mentioned: the grounding, the nature, the and the emotional body, the feeling all of the grief that's going on, and releasing, and then re-nourishing with wonderful good foods and nature and all of those things. This is our vessel. We're here in physical form, and we need to take care of our bodies if we want to do the awakening and the healing and the shifting of the energy on the planet that so many of us want to do at this time.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. The one other thing is this card is about pulling ourselves to a new perspective. So you see that the hanged man has hung himself up, so he sees things from a new perspective. And so I love that piece of the symbolism of this card as well, because it's about being deliberate about taking care of our bodies and having a new perspective on that, recognizing how empowered we can be around caring for ourselves. And the other piece of that too is this idea of how that choosing our perspective, a resilient perspective or a new perspective, carries over into all the other aspects of our experience, and how we can be resilient and adopt a new perspective about our way of thinking, our way of being in the world, so that we can move in the direction that we really want to be going in. I love your input, Ginny. Thank you.
Well, I just want to say one other thing that just came to me as you were saying that. the new perspective, there's also the body of the planet.
Mm,
And it just made me realize, boy, do we ever need to collectively shift our perspective on how to treat the planet, and how the planet is our mother. It supports us. And if the planet isn't doing well, we will not survive. And so that, I think, is really fitting for the physical aspect of this world that we live on too.
that's awesome. That's so good, Jenny. Thank you for adding that. Good. You have thoughts about the mind?
Yeah, the mind is something that has been my lifelong journey of befriending, I want to say, because I think that card being frustration is just so perfect for what you said, how we, in our society, we've let our mind dominate. We've been raised to value the intellect, and it is valuable. Our minds are valuable, but we've let it run the show. We've put the cart before the horse, so to speak, and it's what's gotten us into trouble, I think, with the world, with the environment, with our health, with so many things. So what you were talking about is that, yeah, that need to, step back. And for me, what I've really learned lately is that my mind is becoming my companion. In the past, it was the leader. And the
Yes.
analogy that comes up for me is, and I think we've talked about this before, having, you have a dog in your house and you don't know how to be the leader with it. And so it tries to take over and makes a mess of everything and is barking at everybody and unruly. But as soon as the owner lets the dog know that, hey, I got this, and this is your role, the dog can relax. And it's the same with the mind. I found when I, honor what my mind has to say, and I let it know that I want it to be included, but that the more spirit, heart-centered I has got this, and that surrendering into the bigger, mystery of life, and trusting that I'm being guided, and that I can trust my heart and trust my intuition. Slowly, my mind has started to unwind and relax, and it's letting go into the point. It still wants to come up with all these crazy ideas I come up with. Oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But it also knows that when I say, okay, those are great, but let's come back to the heart and the spirit, and where do we really want to go? So my mind is learning that I'm not going to exclude it. I'm not closing the door on it. I'm including it. I'm letting it be a part of this whole journey we're on, but letting it do the activities that it's good at doing. And your suggestion about the creative play is wonderful, because the mind gets to be involved in the creative play too. That's the balance of the left and the right brain, where we're so otherwise left brain dominant with our analyzers. So it's about that balance. And, I know one thing too that I want to say is that one time when I tuned into what does my mind want, what it came up with was it was so tired. And it made me think of this card of it being tired and dry. It was so tired of making all the decisions, and it was so relieved to know that on the heart and soul level, I've got this, and it doesn't have to make the decisions anymore.
Mm, that's lovely. Yeah. I think you've really captured what I was feeling, and what this card is attempting to convey to us is this energy of the mind is a powerful, powerful addition to the other aspects of ourself. And it doesn't have to be the sole star of the show. It can be part of a team within
Yeah.
us, making things happen more efficiently and effectively. But that's the gift of the mind, is for that discernment, isn't it?
Yes.
Hmm. Beautiful. Jenny, thank you. That's great. Okay. What do you want to say about spirit?
Well, spirit, I mean, spirit leads the show as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's amazing that it's the emperor, because, you mentioned it being that masculine energy, which is the action. And I think that's, even though spirit is also very feminine, and there's this balance, but I think in terms of leading our lives, when we let our soul take the action, and that's that whole letting go. The mind wants this and this and that to happen, but when we surrender and we let it go, then spirit takes over and brings us the people and the places and the circumstances and everything. The miracles happen, and the stuff that's going on behind the scenes, so to speak, visually. And to me, that's what spirit does. And doing that surrendering aspect, which happens through mindfulness practices, whether it's walking in nature but being quiet and still, or dancing and letting your body move. But again, that letting the spirit move through you, or doing something creative, or sitting in a still meditation, listening to what your soul has to say to you, and then taking action from that place. I think that's just so bang on.
That's wonderful. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I just love the cards and how they will always speak. They always
Mhm.
speak so well. And thank you, because that's, yeah, that letting ourselves, it's very reassuring to know that there's a broader, wiser part of us that's here with us, helping us to move through our experience. And we can call on it to support us in a good
Yes, because
way.
yeah, just if I just can say one more thing that just came to me was that when this whole pandemic thing first came about, I was picking up on a lot of the fear energy around the planet, and I was feeling anxious myself, and when I turned inward and asked, spirit, what's happening here, I just felt this strong, divine, loving energy holding me and letting me know that we are all held through this, no matter what it looks like on the 3D level, that we are all being held and guided, and to trust that. And I think that speaks to that
That's,
emperor too.
oh yeah, yeah. And that's been my feeling as well, is that was the same sense that I had, just to trust and move through this, because it's all working out for our greater good, even though our smaller human selves may not be able to see it.
Yes.
Okay. And heart card.
I'm so glad you pulled a heart card, because yeah, I often like to do, mind, body, heart, spirit sort of thing. And this card really spoke to me personally, because I've been doing a lot of heart work, as you know, with
Mhm.
evolution of the heart for the last, I don't know, year and a half or so. And what has really come to me when you talked about, the little girl needing shelter and feeling scared, and the moon being sad because the little girl is scared. And that has been my experience. For the last couple of years, as I settle into my heart, there's this tremendous spaciousness of love holding me, and there's been a lot of sadness. It's like a reunition, a reuniting, where the little girl in me that got trapped at certain stages and ages of my life has now been welcomed by my heart and is finding the shelter. And through that, I've been able to, as you talked about, look at the shadow. I've had a lot of my old shadow stuff come up that in the past I might have thought, okay, I don't want to look at that, let's just reframe it. But what I found more healing is to feel the shame, feel the pain, feel whatever is going on, and then let my heart energy alchemize it and accept it and embrace it. And then it dissolves, and I'm brought back into the light again. So
Hmm.
that's just such a profound card for that, for the heart place, I find.
That's awesome. Yes. Yeah. Wow. Thank you, Jenny, for sharing that. It is interesting, isn't it? The space, the spaces and the awarenesses and the opportunities that come as a result. And even though it's hard and we have judgment around it, and even we're hard on ourselves because of it, there are opportunities. These difficult spaces are our opportunities, as you say, to alchemize and transmute them into something positive and supportive for our greater good. And when we become more than we were, it's such a gift to everyone around us. It's not only a gift to ourselves, but it's a gift to life.
Exactly. I mean, the analogy that comes up for me around the heart is that everybody on this planet has heart wounds. Everybody.
Mhm. Yeah.
And it's like, and because when we're children, we don't necessarily have the tools, the resources, or the support from others around us, because they didn't have the tools and whatnot to heal these wounds. So they kind of get packed in, and so we're carrying this luggage with us as we go through life. So at some point in time, it's so helpful to look at the shadow, that the moon represents, and to unpack it, so to speak. Because just imagine, if you don't unpack all your stuff, if you were going traveling and you carried all of your toys from childhood, all of your clothes from childhood, all of your clothes and toys from teenage years, you'd be carrying like 20 suitcases with you on your travels as an adult, and how heavy that would be. And yet, by unpacking those painful places, those uncomfortable places, those places where we thought we weren't acceptable, and by embracing and accepting those, we unpack it all, we release it, it integrates, and wow, are we ever in a lighter space. And as you said, then we share that lightness with all of those around us. And the whole collective then, as everybody unpacks, the whole energy on the whole planet and the whole collective can be uplifted. And I think that's what's happening at this time right now. A lot of people's baggage is coming to the surface, and we see it in a lot of negative ways, so to speak. We see a lot of the awful things that are going on in the world, but that is the nasty baggage that needs to come out, because underneath all those unpleasant behaviors in the world are wounds. And as we heal those underlying wounds individually, we heal collectively, and then we can truly move into a more place of love and light that we want to see on the planet.
Nice. Yeah, I agree. I agree. It's interesting. Gini's going to start to lead us through a meditation, a visualization in just a moment here. But I just wanted to say that in my own experience, one of the modalities that I've found that's really helped me to move through these stuck places in my experience. And, I've tried lots of different things, and there's fabulous practitioners in the world who are doing good work in this area. So if you feel like it's too big to work on your own, by all means, reach out and ask for somebody to come and guide you and help you with this, because as I said, there's fantastic people on the planet. But just one person that I really appreciate, his name is Brad Yates, and he does EFT. And I found EFT, the way he practices it, to be incredibly effective for just moving through those stuck places. So I just wanted to mention that. He has a YouTube channel, and he has lots and lots of tapping rounds that you can go through. And I know, Gini, you probably have suggestions also to help people to move through that, because I think right now this is probably, I think for most of us, this is probably the area where we get hung up. And I guess that may be evident, or maybe what it seems to be, because that's where we are right now collectively. It's the heart opening time. Do you have any thoughts, Gini, about
Well, I
tools?
totally agree with you around the EFT. That is something I use. Emotion code, there's a book, and it has different ways of releasing. There's so many tools. I'm working with Evolution of the Heart, Patricia and Bill Klum right now, and they do different kinds of energy healing work. There's so many things, but I just so think it is, I want to just echo that so often we think we have to do this alone, or our mind says, oh, this is too embarrassing to share with others, and yet we're not meant to do it alone. And doing it, having someone hold space for you, even just a good friend who knows how to listen without trying to fix or heal you, can be so healing. To just be listened to and heard, and just pour out your heart, and that's it. Nothing has to be said back to you. Even just someone to hold space for you is so healing during these times. So I really do want to encourage people to get the support. And what I found too on my journey is, just by putting it out kind of to the universe, like, gosh, I need help here, and surrendering that, the things show up. Somebody shows up with a book, or a healer is recommended to me, and exactly what I need shows up for me. And it may not be what other people in my life need, so I try not to push it on other people, because I get excited, like, you got to talk to this person, you got to
do this work.
Yeah, but yet I realize everybody's got their own path, their own timing for what they do, and their own resources that are a perfect fit. All we have to do is be willing to do them, to ask, to open up, and to receive, to practice receiving.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that 100%. That's happened in my experience again and again and again. And you've often been the safe place that I've turned to for the help and the guidance. And your wonderful tools have helped me so much. So I'm grateful for you and my experience. Yes, and asking so that the opportunities can come through. Yeah, the universe is just waiting for us to dance with it.
It is. So shall we dance right now? I?
Yes, indeed. Please, Gini, how about you lead us? I'll mute my microphone. Enjoy the meditation, everybody.
Okay. Hello, everyone. What I'd like to start with is grounding, because let's work from the body, through the mind, through the heart and the soul. And let's start with grounding, because during these times, there's so much is shifting so quickly, so fast. Actually, I just want to start first just by sharing this beautiful little Tibetan bowl I have that my dear friend Leah gave to me. It's a heart chakra bowl, and I'm going to start by ringing it, just to set the intention here. then just gently close your eyes if you're comfortable doing that, and just feel where you are. If you're sitting in a chair or lying on the floor, feel your body against whatever it is supporting you. And just let yourself connect deeply with the earth. I often like to just let my energy flow from my feet and the base of my spine all the way down through the layers and the layers and the rocks and the soil and the crystals. And I like to just imagine that it's flowing all the way down to the core, even to the hot lava at the core of the earth. And just let yourself feel your relationship to Mother Earth. Feel her holding you, nourishing you. And let yourself release whatever you don't need. Grounding is a perfect way to let go of other people's energy, any problems you've been carrying, any emotions you're ready to just release. Emotions are energy and motion. They're meant to move. They're not meant to stay stuck. So use this opportunity to let go of everything that no longer serves you in this moment. And just take a few deep breaths down into your belly as you do this. And you may start to feel that beautiful earth energy flowing up through your feet, through your legs, nourishing your body, through your hips, up through your spine and your torso, nourishing every organ, every muscle, every bone, every cell in your body with this healing earth energy up through your shoulders, and your arms and your hands, through your throat so that you can speak your truth clearly, up into your face and into your head and even into your mind, letting it be calm and grounded. And then just let the top of your head gently, the crown chakra, just gently open and allow more light, universal, cosmic, divine light energy to flow down through your crown and into your body. And let it dance and merge with the earth energy in your body, feeding your cells with this lovely light energy that helps to bring the vibration of your body up. So more of you as spirit can come into body and be really present, really here. And while you're connecting with your body, just say hello to it and feel into the sensations in your body. Feel into any emotions that it is communicating to you at this moment. Let them be there. Let them flow. And ask your body, what do you need from me at this time to be healthy and resilient? What support do you need? And just listen. You might hear words, you might get an image, you might get a feeling, a sensation. We'll just be silent for a moment for you to tune in. And thank your body for everything it does for you and for processing physically and emotionally everything it does. Maybe even give it a little pat here and there, a self-hug. Oh, my body wants hugs. Uh-oh, shouldn't have mentioned that one. Okay. Sadness. Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. Let's go into the mind now. Let's ask our beautiful minds. Well, before we ask, let's just notice. Just notice, what state is your mind in? Is it busy? Is it calm? Is it grumpy? Is it judgmental? Or is it peaceful? And just tuning into the spaciousness where the thoughts come in and out. Just bringing your awareness back in the center of your head can help. Just feeling the space. that's there before and after the thoughts come and go, or the images come and go that your thoughts produce. And then ask your mind, what does it need from you at this time to be peaceful and balanced? Sometimes the mind needs rest, sometimes it needs stimulation. Just checking in with it. And thank the mind for all its busy work and for the times that it does relax. And let it know that it can relax right now, that you've got this. There's nothing it needs to do, nothing it needs to figure out. It can relax as we go deeper into this meditation and rest. And let's move into the heart. So sometimes it's helpful to put a hand over your heart. Just drop in to the heart center, that heart chakra, the center of the chest. Just breathe in and out of your heart for a moment until you start to feel a connection there. Our hearts are so resilient that we can truly trust them with whatever's moving through, whatever emotion's moving through, whatever wound needs attention, whatever love needs to be shared and spoken. Our hearts are here for us. I often feel a welcoming when I go into my heart. So take a moment to rest there and to feel the love flowing through, and to let your heart open and relax and nurture you with loving energy, and ask it for any guidance or wisdom it wants to share with you right now in your life. And just know that you can rest here whenever you want. And the more you come back into this place, this heart place, the more you will be nurtured, and you will live from your heart and hear what your heart wants to say to you and to others. And then let's just take a deeper step, even further, deeper through our heart, into our soul, into our being, into your essence of who you are. That expansive, innocent, bright light that you are. Let yourself receive that deeper awareness, that connection. Feel into your own unique essence as a being. And let this essence flow throughout your whole body and your mind. Invite your mind to relax into this essence, your body to soften into this essence, your heart to dance with this essence of who you are. And from this place, Just tune into what is it that you want to step into in your life right now from this place of your essence. What is it you want to have more of, maybe more love or connection or freedom or gratitude? What is it that your soul is speaking to you right now? Let yourself feel that. And let yourself embody that. Let your whole body vibrate at this higher, lighter vibration. And then ask yourself, what is it that you want to contribute to the collective consciousness at this time? And it may be something, an action you take, a word, or it may just be your very presence, whether you're with people or not. But just tune into that, what you'd like to share, and set an intention right now to share that with the collective and those around you. And of course, to share it with yourself first. It's hard to share with others what we do not have ourselves. And then just retune to your body and to the chair you're sitting on or the floor you're lying on. Take another deep breath into your belly. Let go of everything. Come back into the present moment. And when you're ready, open your eyes and just look around the room or the surroundings where you are from this new vibration or perspective, and see if things look or feel any different to you. And know that you can tune into yourself and into your higher vibration at any time. It's that easy to do. So Titania, I'd love to hear from you how this meditation moved through you and what you experienced, if you feel comfortable sharing.
Of course, I'm feeling deliciously relaxed and just feeling such a sense of well-being on all levels. And I'm just enjoying that sensation of peaceful well-being. Thank you, Ginny. That was beautiful. When you took us through the various parts of the body, different parts of us, the body wants to get outside more. It wants to go out and move around outside more. I have images of the forest and the air and the wind and just that feeling, which is so lovely. Yes. And then the mind wants more fun. And what came to me for me is getting in my studio and playing more with my various mediums and allowing myself time there, because my rational, practical mind feels sometimes like that just, that's the bottom of the pile. There's things we have to do. So it was nice to just get that confirmation from my mind that the fun is okay and we can go there.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was so lovely. And then
what about your heart and soul?
My heart is just loving me being there. Just that sense of just being in that space and having maybe more opportunity to just exist there. That calm, again, just that tuning in thing. And then from the spirit place, what do I want to give to life? The feeling, or what came to me, was more heart, interestingly, because we were just talking about the heart, but to have more of my heart in everything that I do, and to bring, I think for me, it's the courage to bring that into my life experience and to share it with others in an open way. And I feel I'm on my way, but there's, of course, so much more opportunity.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I'm glad you had such a good experience.
It was very good.
I want to invite anyone else who's listening to this to share their experience in the comment section of the reading that Titania did or the meditation that I did, or both. It's really wonderful to hear how other people are affected by these things and what's going on for them in their life.
Yes, when we share, we can support each other. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, Ginny, thank you so much. Like I said, I'm so peaceful now. Hopefully everyone else is feeling that way too.
Yeah, I hope so too. And thank you for this opportunity to share this meditation with people.
Oh, I'm so grateful for you coming on today and making this possible. It's been a treat to have you here, and I hope we get a chance to do this again sometime.
Yes.
Great. Well, with that lovely, lovely meditation, everyone in this lovely state, I'm just going to close our reading with a prayer and an intention for the week ahead or the time ahead. Creator, this is your daughter Titania. I'm here with your daughter Ginny and with all those who've chosen to participate with us at this time. Thank you so much for this opportunity to gather, to settle into our bodies, our hearts, our minds, our spirits, to connect with ourselves more deeply and understand the multi-layered beings that we are and the good that is there for us just a breath away that we can tap into at any time to nourish ourselves and ground ourselves as we go about our experience. I ask for blessings on each and every person who participated today, that we may find our way back to this heart space more often and carry it with us as we move through life, bringing more heart, more light, more love, more grounding, more peace, more self-acceptance and kindness into the world with every breath that we take. I thank you so much for the gift of Ginny, for having her here on the call today. It's such a beautiful thing to share this time and space with her. I'm grateful for her gifts and how she shines them into life. And many blessings on each and everybody on this call today and in the future. Thank you for being with us. Much love and light to each and every one of you. Shine yourselves, shine your hearts brightly. We need more of you on the planet, celebrating and enjoying and being all that you are with ease and grace. The reading and meditation is at an end. Thank you to all those who are here helping to hold this beautiful space. We are complete. Much love. Have a wonderful, wonderful life, everybody. Looking forward to the next time we connect. Bye for now.